Hello class, I hope you all are doing okay with the storm. So today we're going to learn blending mode and keying effect in After Effects. And this is the video we're going to create in the end of this video. So when you open After Effects, you're going to pop up this window, this message. You can click on new project, or you can simply just close it here because it's already a new project. Okay, then we're going to drop in all the project files. Okay, so in previous lessons, when we open After Effects file, all of the project files are already pre-imported. So now let's see if you are doing your own project. First step, you have to import your files. So there's a two-way to import files. First way, you can simply select all of them and drag them into here. Second way, you can just go to top menu file, import and file, and then select your local file and import. Okay, so either way works. And then let's take a look of our project dimensions. So it's 1600 to 1023. We have talked about the way to start a conversation. So we can simply select this background image and drop it here to create a conversation. So basically this conversation will match with the image dimension. All right. And then let's bring in our magician in. So this actually are the files with that we have used in the first project. So you can see that the magician is a little bit bigger. To scale it down, you can simply come here, click on this unfold button, find it under here, or you can simply select this layer and hit S key, S for scale, and then you can put your cursor here and drag it, and it will be smaller. Okay, and I'm gonna place it in the center. So this is the magician, and then let's bring in the energy ball effect in here. So we want our magician to hold this energy ball. Okay, so how to get rid of the background? In our last class, we have used the color range, remember? The color range, which I can show you. So in last class, we have used the keying and color ranges out of frame. So this is the name, color range. And we have done this. We pick up a black color and increase the intensity, right? But take a look how clean it is. Well, it's clean, but it's not super clean, right? So this effect works well in last class, but because in today's lesson is a different situation, so maybe there are better solutions. So I'm gonna put this fire on one side, and let me close this window, and then I'm gonna drop in the energy ball again. So this is the second one. See, the second layer. So for this one, I'm gonna try different thing. I'm gonna right click on it and go to blending mode. Here. And remember what blending mode can filter out the dark color and only keep the lighten color. So these are the two blending mode you can try, right? Either lighten or either screen. So let me try the screen, blending mode, screen. So I kind of like screen better because it filled out the dark color and only keep the bright color. So how it works is basically you're gonna use one layer as a light for the background. So let's see, if you have black color background, definitely you cannot use a black color to lighten background, right? You could only use blue color and light blue to lighten background. So that's how only the color will remain. So the downside of it is, see, if I bring this energy ball to the bright part, it kind of fade out, it's gonna kind of disappear. Why? Because the blending mode is screen and is using this fireball to lighten the background. If the background is already very bright, you cannot lighten it more, right? So that means blending mode, lighten, or screen will work the best if your environment is dark. See? If the environment is dark, it looks like the fireball is very clean. Okay, and you can also see that by drag this fireball and place it at a different location, you can see that it kind of changes because this is a blending mode. You are not actually removing the background. I can always get it back. I can always get a background back by switching it back to normal. Okay. However, for another fireball, because we just used keying color range to remove the black color. So we actually remove the black color background. Okay, so you can see that it's going to work. Again, you're going to work at the best if you place the fireball at the dark area. Okay, but if you bring it to a bright area, it's gonna be ugly because there's still some black color inside there. So you should compare the differences between these two and decide which one you would like to use. So in our case, I'm gonna delete the first one. I'm gonna keep the second one, which I use the blending mode to make it happen. All right. So following the same concept, you're going to bring in the fire, which is here. See, in the beginning it's disappearing. Okay. So it start at here. The origination point is started here. So we can just go to a different time, so we can see the fire, and we're gonna bring it on top of one of the torch. Okay, and we can remove the background. Again, you can either use color range effect or you can use a blending mode, but in our case I prefer to use blending mode screen. See how clean is that? Also, I have to see that our conversation is pretty long. You can see that it has 30 seconds, but our eligible video footage, this video, you only have 5 seconds. So basically you're going to end at 5 seconds. Okay, so just know. So basically we can cut our time, the project time. Remember how can we do that? I covered this in our last class. Basically right click on this footage and go to composition setting, and here you can shrink the time. So here we can manually type a number. So the third number will be seconds, as I remember before. The fourth number will be frames. So we're gonna put as 0 and click on OK. So now you can see that our composition only have 10 seconds. So how can I make the eligible longer? Well, you can simply select this layer and hit Command D. So on Mac computer, use Command and D to make a duplication. On Windows computer, use Control D. Okay, D is for duplication. So now we can drag the duplicated layer and place it after the first one. Okay, so you're going to jump at here. See that? You're going to jump at here. So how can I make it smoother? Okay, so think about it. What if we can make this clip go this way? So if we play forward and then, play forward and then goes backward, right? So see, you're going to have a smooth transition, right? So what we can do is basically we can flip the time of the duplicated clip. Does that make sense? So instead of making it play from beginning to the end, we make it play from the end to the beginning after this point. Okay, so you're going to right click on it and go to time and go to time reverse layer. So basically what can happen, you can see that it has a blue bar at the bottom of this layer. So now basically at this point is the end point of the last video, of the original video, and then at here basically is the beginning of the original video. So it just flipped the timeline of the video. So now if you can see that, so the fireball goes this way, and then after this point, see, it reversed. Okay, so that way basically we can extend the timeline to fill this whole time of the project, but without a bumpy thing. So now we have our blue fire happening here. We have one, I think it's good. Yeah, it's extended all the way to the end. So we want to get it to all of the other parts. Okay, so we can simply select the first one and hit Command D to make a duplication, and we can place it here, and you can either make it smaller to make it don't like the same, and then we can duplicate this two, duplicate this one, and bring it here, and also make it smaller. Again, I'm pressing S key for scale. Now you can see that this fire is supposed to be behind the magician, right? Because you can see that the layer is on top of the magician, so it doesn't look realistic. So I'm going to drop this one underneath the magician. So if the fire wiggles, it'll still behind the magician. And then I'm gonna duplicate one more time and place it here. Okay, so now if I play, take a look. Well, I got a blue fire on all the torches, but they all happening at the same time and it have the same pattern. It doesn't look realistic, right? So what I can do, take a look of the second fire, which is actually this one. Take a look at the second fire, which is this one. Okay. So what if I just drag the snare to left? What happened is, at the 0 second, I wanted to play roughly the video at 2 seconds. So basically, I want the second layer, the video, to play faster. You know, so what happens at here is gonna happen a second ago at here. So that way it'll make the fires not look the same. I can even make it a little bit more, just drag it a little bit more. So now you can see if I stop at a specific time, you can see that the fire wiggles differently. Okay, and we can do similar stuff for the back two fires. So we can select both of them, drag them a little bit, and then deselect, and then just select the first one and bring it a little bit more. So now if I play, you can see that all of them going to work in a different way. And we can play this a little bit more. For this fire, okay, we can flip it horizontally. So we can flip it horizontally this way. Okay, so by select it, okay, and we can basically go to the scale, okay, scale. And you can see that if I change the scale, both X and Y changes, right? So what if I only want to change it on one axis? Take a look at this button. It has a lock icon, right? It's a link icon. So basically, whatever you change on Y axis, you're gonna change on X axis. Okay, with this link icon checked on, you're going to change both axes. So what you can do is click on this one, click on this link icon to unlink X axis and Z axis and Y axis. And then for your X axis, you can simply just put a minus sign here. See? So basically, you put a minus sign on scale X, so you're gonna flip it along the Y axis. So now it just flipped and it basically is mirrored. Okay. This is how it looks. Okay. So let's see. That's pretty much everything for this video. And I also left one more fireball for you to practice, which is this one. So I want you to get rid of the black color background, either use the blending mode or use the color range effect and place it on one of the torch and delete the old one. Okay,